Dane Brugler. I've only seen it in text, never heard the name in audio. Sorry. He puts out The Beast, which is a 324-page draft guide. Dear God, I did not read it. I tried to read some of it, but luckily, one of the other writers combed through it and picked out the key fits or prospects that fit best with the Giants. In the first round, you got Marvin Harrison Jr. He's number 2 on the top 100 prospects list, the best wide receiver, according to Dane. 6'3", 209. Going to be 22 years old. 67 catches, 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns in 12 games. I think what draws me to him, but also is deterring, so pros and cons, right? The pros are dominant receiving traits, can win from anywhere on the field, route savvy, can adjust, can finish at the catch point. One of the best receiving prospects to enter the NFL in recent memory. And the pro is dedication to his craft to be a playmaking number 1 NFL receiver and future All-Pro. His discipline and dedication to the craft might be the most impressive part. So that, to me, is like, it feels less risky, right? It's like, okay, that's if he's available, yeah, you take him because that's the pick. But the cons, I believe, were his he takes plays off a lot and doesn't block. Then again, it's like Marvin Harrison, his dad, Marvin Harrison, with the Colts. It's like that guy was just precision-based routes, never dropped the ball, and had the quarterback with the type of accuracy to deliver on time. Sheriff. Does he have that with Daniel Jones? Maybe not, but maybe so. That's all DJ has been asking for. I mean, I guess he does latch on to one guy. Like in 2019, it was Darius Slayton. It felt like that was going to be a nice connection for years to come, and it's kind of off and on since then. But yeah, is this going to be a case where DJ just constantly locks in on Harrison? But and not explosive, right? Doesn't break Harrison doesn't break tackles. Not very elusive with the ball. Not a lot of yak, right? So it's like he feels like he's the conservative, safe bet. He's going to run great routes. He's going to catch the ball, which, I mean, is great. If you can get open and catch the ball, what more can you ask for? So it's not the sexiest pick. This next guy is sexy as fuck. And he may be too hot to handle, too hot for TV. Wide receiver Malik Neighbors, number 3 on the top 100 prospects list, according to Brugler. Second best wide receiver behind Marvin Harrison, although there's been some debate about that amongst executives in the NFL. Some saying that Malik is better than Marv. 6 foot, 200, not even 21 yet. He'll be 21 when training camp starts. 89 catches, almost 1,600 yards, 14 TDs in 13 games. Can accelerate and decelerate on command. Explosive. As explosive an option as there is in this draft. One of the youngest players in the class. Only the second player in LSU history with multiple 1,000-yard receiving seasons. And if you guessed OBJ, you'd be wrong. It's Josh Reed. Okay. This is what stood out to me. This is the only thing that I read in Dane Brugler's Beast Guide that I thought was worth pulling out. 78.7% of his catches in 2020. I don't know if this is in 2023 or overall, went for a first down or touchdown. Almost 80% of catches went for a first down or touchdown. I get it. It's college football. Things are a little different. If he can if we can get 50%, 40 to 60% of his catches for a first down or touchdown, I'm going to be a very happy dude. He also had at least one catch of 20 or more yards in every game of 2023. So that's what makes this guy so damn sexy. The fact that he can deep vertical threat, big chunk plays, which the Giants have missed for so goddamn long, ever since OBJ. They kind of get him here and there from Jalen Hyatt, and they kind of get him here and there from Darius Slayton, but this seems like a guy who's more consistent in that area. So that's why I was thinking, like, okay, maybe I'd go Neighbors over Harrison. The one detractor, and this is not, I mean, who am I, right? Why am I judging? Hmm? He was arrested on Bourbon Street in New Orleans on February 2023 for illegally carrying a weapon, and the misdemeanor charge was dropped. So it's like, eh. As Giants fans, we're a little sensitive to a Giants wide receiver having a weapon, most notably a gun, and being out and about in social settings. You know what I'm saying? Plaxico burps. So that does scare me a bit, where it's like, oh no, just make sure you have a holster, maybe. Don't tuck it in your sweatpants. Just, I don't know, personal experience. So yeah, I guess if Harrison's there, you gotta take him over Neighbors. Uh, and and by the way, I love the way OBJ played. So this guy feels like another OBJ-ish type player, Neighbors. And I like the way that he played, but oh boy, it got to be a bit much with the on-field and off-field antics. Every time he scores, it's like, oh, please don't get a flag, please don't get a flag. So it wasn't boring, tell you that much. But would I rather have you know Marvin Harrison Sr.'s career or OBJ's? It's like, I guess Marvin Harrison Sr., who also had like a gun incident. Why do I think that? In 2008, Marvin Harrison was a suspect in a shooting. Investigators said a gun owned by Harrison was used in a shooting a man who accused the Colts receiver of shooting him. About a year later, Dixon was shot again in 2009 and died 2 months later. Harrison was listed as a person of interest in that case. Hey. Everyone's got their problems. So Neighbors versus Harrison, it seems like that's going to, unless something fucking wacky happens, which it very well could. I think those that's the choice, Harrison or Neighbors, and Harrison might be off the board. So it's like Neighbors. I guess Rome Odunze is your third option that you could throw in the mix. But, well, here's another fit, according to Dane Brugler. Quarterback Drake May, number 4 on the top 100 prospects list, second highest ranked quarterback behind Caleb Williams. I like his size, 6'4", 223, 21 years old. Threw for 3,600 yards, 24 touchdowns, and only 9 picks in 12 games. What bothers me about this guy, reckless decisions. So the pros are he's a well put together passer with on-field command, athletic instincts, and arm talent. Has the physical gifts and smarts. The player comp is Justin Herbert, who I know I was on board with selecting Justin Herbert in 2019. The only problem was he didn't come out until 2020. If he had come out in 2019, I think we would have drafted him. And oh, how sweet that would be. But alas, we drafted Daniel Jones, and here we are talking about Drake May. So he produced the 2 most productive quarterback seasons in school history, and he's got So I mean, it's the reckless decisions that kills me, because it's like I don't know. I mean, yeah, you have someone like Brett Favre that was reckless and a gunslinger. I guess you have Patrick Mahomes. Would you consider Patrick Mahomes to be reckless? Because he does a lot of off-platform throws, a lot of improvisation. We've seen him throw passes that hardly anyone has ever thrown in NFL history. So, I guess also the cons on. So in addition to reckless decisions, trying to push and put more on himself to, produce, especially in the second half of his team's down, like maybe forcing the ball or turning the ball over. So I don't know. I'm not completely sold on him, but maybe I just need to watch more tape. I've watched very little tape on anybody. So why are you even trusting me with this shit? Rome Odunze, number 6 on the top 100 list, third best wide receiver, 6'2", 212, going to be 22. 92 catches, 1,600 yards, 13 tutties in 15 games. Above average height, weight, speed, pass catching instincts, competitive focus. Has the skill level to elevate his quarterback's play. That's cool. Stylistically similar to Drake London. Now, I remember a lot of people being very high on Drake London during fantasy football draft season, and I don't know what did he actually do during this season. Because like elevating a quarterback's play, that'd be nice. Oh yeah, so he had 72 catches, almost 900 yards in 2022, and 4 touchdowns, and then he had 69 catches, 900 yards, and 2 touchdowns in 2023. but that's with the Falcons, who didn't really have solid quarterback play. So I guess I don't hate that comparison. Would I? I mean, I would not be sad, mad, pissed off, panties in a bunch if we drafted this dude. If somehow Neighbors and Marv are off the board and Rome's there, yeah, grab him, 100%. Even if May falls, this is what's so crazy. If May falls to us and it's between May and Odunze, I'm going Odunze. I don't know. I'm a DJ loyalist. I have a very severe mental problem disorder where I believe in this guy. I just hate taking draft capital on a position that you just invested in. And I know that's like the new thing where it's like we don't like NFL executives, especially, or I guess it's across most pro sports. It's like we don't give a shit if we just threw the bank at this guy. When we know it's time to move on, we need to move on. Like the Broncos with Russell Wilson. It's like this is obviously not working out. We just gave up the fucking we gave up the whole goddamn reserves for this dude and it didn't pay off. So we're moving on and we're just gonna have to pay the bill, pay the penalty. So do we want to be in that position? I don't think so. If you were to trade up, like, and if this quarterback is so great, would you is Daniel Jones part of the package? Like, are you trading Daniel Jones to the Patriots, being like, hey, listen, change of scenery, maybe he can do something for you while you look like you guys are not sold on these quarterbacks for whatever reason. We'll give you Daniel Jones and we'll get your 3 pick and then, whatever. I don't know. It's just nice to have a big body. Well, I guess he's not too big, but he primarily lined up outside, but he can line up in the slot. Commitment and toughness. Oh, I love that in a wide receiver. He suffered a broken rib and punctured lung, recovering an onside kick in 2023, but didn't miss any time. Oh, damn, homie. I mean, that's like Bobby Okereke shit. Bobby Okereke broke his rib, played the whole season. So I do admire that a lot. That's cool. Because, I mean, as great as it is to have burners and guys that can make plays, if you get one hard hit and you're out for 6 games, like that sucks. So I would be ecstatic if we got him. Literally any of those 3 guys, I'd be over the moon getting them. I do think like all 3 of them, Neighbors is the biggest risk. I feel like Neighbors is the biggest risk, right? Harrison is like, that's just like, he's going to give you solid numbers, but he's not going to give you the kind of explosive play that you're hoping for, right? Maybe. I mean, we already have a couple guys that can go deep. So maybe it's not necessarily, don't need that deep vertical threat. Anywho, but I do like a tough guy. Nice tough guy. I don't know that we've ever had like I don't know. So yeah, I would love any of those guys, but Neighbors is the riskiest. The biggest upside, I feel like, but also the biggest downside. Marvin Harrison's the conservative safe bet. Rome Odunze is like a nice last resort kind of thing where it's like safety net, but also is not going to kill your team. It's going to help your team. Is he going to help your team as much as Marvin Harrison or Malik Neighbors? Probably not. If Neighbors turns out to be what everyone says he'll be. But if Neighbors doesn't, it's going to look good for us. Brock Bowers is next. It would be nuts if we draft him, but it's also like he's the best tight end in the draft, 7th overall in the top 100 prospects, 6'3", 243, 21 years old. Explosive pass catcher who creates mismatches with speed and ball skills. In the mold of George Kittle. Damn. You're telling me you don't want the next George Kittle? Okay, cool. You don't want the next George Kittle. That's fine. But it is a tough sell as this excerpt mentions, to take a tight end with a top 10 draft pick. But I mean, this is what happens when Darren Waller is being a weirdo. Not a weirdo. when he's having an existential crisis, it's like, do I want to rap for the rest of my life, or I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's Bowers seems like more of a pick if they trade down. If someone really wants to get to the 6th pick, which we'll get to it with Joe Shane's presser, but you can't completely roll out teams drafting up or trading up to get that 6th pick. And if they do, it could be we just fall a couple slots, like 3 or 4 slots, and it's like Bowers is there. Your top 3 receivers are gone. I wouldn't hate that. Jaden Daniels is next. He's number 8 on the top 100 list. Third highest ranked quarterback, 6'3", 210. He's 23, threw for 3,300 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions in 12 games. Whoa. Dazzling run skills, smooth point guard from the pocket. This is not an apples to apples comparison, but NFL scouts say he forces opponents to defend him like Lamar Jackson. High praise. 2 seasons as a starter at LSU, won the Heisman, first player in college football history with 12,000 plus passing yards and 3,000 plus rushing yards in a career. Very accomplished. Offers even more running upside than Jones, than DJ. So yeah, I mean, he's played so many seasons. I looked at his the breakdown of his seasons, and it's like, how the fuck? He played for 17 seasons. Offensive guard Troy Fontenot is the best guard in the draft. Number 9 on the top 100 list, 6'3", 317, 23 years old, 15 starts in 15 games in 2023. Washington Husky. Legitimate 5-position potential. Okay. Stacks wins in both pass protection and as a run blocker, which is great to see. So, again, I think that's a situation where if we were to trade back, I can't see us taking that guy at 6. We do need a guard, and it would be nice. I kind of, the idea of having even a top 15 offensive line makes me giddy. We have ranked in the bottom of the NFL, our offensive line has, for so many years. It's at the point now where it's like, if you were to just stack the offensive line with as many prospects as possible, top prospects, and just see what comes out of the wash, I'd be completely fine with it and just ignore all the skill positions. Because it's like, if they can run block and open holes for Devin Singletary has shown that he's got pretty good yards per carry. And then if you can pass protect, DJ gets that extra split second to survey the field and see the guy wide open downfield, then, I'm all for it. JJ McCarthy is next on the list. JJ McCarthy, ranked 21 on the top 100 list. He's the 4th highest ranked quarterback, 6'2", 219, 21 years old. Threw for less than 3,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 4 INTs in 15 games. It's crazy how much this guy has skyrocketed up the charts and on the big board. It just seemed like, he's guaranteed 2nd round, maybe even 3rd round, pick. And now there's now talk about him being drafted by the Giants at 6. What? Or maybe someone said trading up to take him. What? Yikes. I just can't see it. NFL executives and scouts rank the draft's top QBs. He scares the hell out of me. Okay, that's another article. Idiot. So as far as the 2nd round goes, those were all 1st round fits. In terms of 2nd round, you got Kool-Aid McKinstry. Love the name. Number 30 on the top 100 list. 5th best corner. 5'11", 196, 21 years old from Alabama. 32 tackles, no picks, 7 passes defended in 14 games. Doesn't play with a high level speed or aggression, but long, smooth athlete with high football IQ. Reminds me of James Bradbury. Well, what are you talking about? 2020 James Bradbury, 2021 James Bradbury. So that kind of bittersweet kind of mention and reference there. He's a proven McKinstry's a proven outside corner. Both Malik Neighbors and fellow LSU wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. called him the best corner they faced in college. But I don't hate it. That would be fun. Kool-Aid and Banks on the outside. I love it. Bo Nix, quarterback out of Oregon. 44 in the top 100, fifth best quarterback, 6'2", 214, age 24. This motherfucker graduated from Auburn in December of 2021, yet played 2 more full college football seasons. What's going on? What happened? I feel like Bo Nix has been around since 2011. It's nuts. He threw for 4,500 yards, 45 touchdowns, 3 picks in 14 games last year. He gets in trouble when he plays loose, and his technique stinks. And his eyes speed up, but his scrambling can give defenses fits. It feels unlikely he will ever rank among the 15 best quarterbacks in the NFL. So he has the tools to become a middle-of-the-road starter. Yeah. So I don't know. I remember when we had 2 second-round picks, I was like, I wouldn't mind drafting a quarterback like Nix or Penix with one of our 2 second-round picks, but then we gave one of them away, and it's like, well, now I would not spend a second-round pick on a quarterback. So I'd probably pass on Nix and Penix, to be honest. Then we have wide receiver Ricky Pearsall from Florida, 45 on the top 100, 9th best receiver, 6'1", 191, almost 24 years old. He caught 65 balls for almost 1,000 yards, 4 tutties in 12 games. Wasn't a home run hitter on tape, but a reliable receiving options with route quickness and ball squills. Squills. Skrillex? Yeah, I mean, he's nicknamed Slick Rick because of how he shakes free in his roots. So, if we do get a little weird with the first pick, you can't go wide receiver, right? In round 1, round 2. But I guess if you miss on one of the 3 receivers, something gets crazy and you got to go wide receiver second round. Slick Rick, y'all. Quarterback Ennis Rakestraw Jr., 7th best cornerback, 49th on the top 100 list, 5'11", 183, almost 22 years old, from Mizzou. 35 tackles, no picks, 3 passes defended in 9 games. Does not have the desired long speed or build for his position. Injury history is a concern, but he plays aggressive, sticky coverage. Man cover talent if he stays healthy, but it's a health thing. Again, that scares me. The whole health thing. And I know, Shane Lemieux was never hurt, never missed a start at Oregon, and then has missed so many starts in games with the Giants. So it's like, you don't want to judge people on injury history, but it's hard not to. Dude, it's scary. Defensive tackle, Rook Orajo, 4th best defensive tackle in the draft, according to Dane. 51st on the top 100, 6'4", 294, 22 years old, from Clemson, 22 tackles, 8 tackles for loss. Whoa, 5 sacks in 12 games. Can play multiple positions, inside and out. Undeveloped pass rush instincts and finishing skills. I feel like they say the same thing about Dexter Lawrence. Like, oh, he's a run stuffer. He'll never rush the quarterback. He doesn't pressure the quarterback. And he pressures the quarterback. So I don't know if I necessarily believe this. But second round for a D tackle, I just can't see it happening. He's the 4th best D tackle. I can't see that. Michael Penix Jr., 6th highest ranked quarterback, 52 on the top 100 overall prospect, 6'2", 216, almost 24 years old. Threw for 4,900 yards, 36 touchdowns, 11 picks in 15 games. This is another guy who played for 6 or 7 seasons. Thanks, COVID. He's inconsistent, but has a really strong arm. Also has an injury history. The more I think about Penix, the more I'm out on him. I just can't bring myself to pull the trigger on that. Quarterback TJ Tampa, 8th highest ranked cornerback, 55 on the top 100, 6 foot, 194, 22 years old. Iowa State Cyclone. 44 tackles, 2 picks, 9 passes defended in 12 games. Tampa gets a little sticky with his footwork at the top of routes, but he doesn't lose much separation and plays with the size, range, and ball skills to be disruptive. Has the tools and potential to be a starting perimeter cornerback in various schemes. Ooh. Yeah, 3-year starter. Ugh. It's been durable, and he only missed 1 game over 3 seasons, previous seasons. So yeah, I kind of dig that. I didn't really know about this dude until recently, but the more I hear about him, the more I like him. They have an edge rusher in here as a potential fit. This is the last one of the list. Adisa Isaac Number 65 of the on the top 100, seventh highest ranked edge rusher, 6'4", 247, 22 years old from Penn State, 37 tackles, 16 tackles for loss. Damn. 7.5 sacks. Damn. In 13 games in 2023. So, ooh. Initially, my knee-jerk reaction was like an edge rusher in the second round? No fucking way. But then you think about Azeez Ojulari. I want to say it's a free agent year from him, but I'm probably wrong. Like he's going to go into free agency after the season. So it's like, yeah, he's in the final year of his contract, injury history, can't be counted on. So is this a guy that you can just slot in for Azeez, have him develop under Kayvon and Brian Burns? And then if Kayvon decides to hit the road and get more cash somewhere else, then you have this guy waiting in the wings. I don't know. Not too high on it. So yeah, those are the fits for the Giants in the first, second, possibly third rounds.